Welcome to a new episode of Nina's Apothecary podcast. You've already seen what we're discussing today, and it's a topic I'm very passionate about. It's become a massive issue. I'm not quite sure how it all started, but suddenly there was this hype, and everyone wanted to get their hands on this injection. The weight loss injection called Ozempic. I believe it became popular through Instagram and social media, influenced by many powerful figures, making the world think, cool, it really exists. People thought they could eat whatever they wanted and do whatever they wanted, just by taking an injection to become super slim with the best energy and the best body. However, I must disappoint you. That's not the case. Today, I'll tell you what Ozempic is all about. How does it really work? Is it as unhealthy as everyone says? Is it as cool as everyone thinks? Let's get started. I'm excited, and I'm glad you're joining us again, whether you're watching with video and sound or just listening. Ozempic, the weight loss injection, as it is often called. What is it? It's a medication originally developed for type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is our so-called lifestyle-induced diabetes. Unlike type 1 diabetes, which is an autoimmune disease with still unclear causes and isn't necessarily present from birth, type 2 diabetes, often referred to as adult-onset diabetes, is unfortunately also prevalent among many young people. I like to call it the self-inflicted overindulgence diabetes because eventually our organs, especially the pancreas, get overwhelmed from a lifetime of consuming too many carbohydrates and sugars with little physical activity, leading to type 2 diabetes. Ozempic was originally developed for this condition. It's an injection, a GLP-1 receptor agonist, which might sound complex, but simply means it stimulates our insulin release and inhibits our glucagon production. If you're interested in the topic of blood sugar levels, check out a previous episode where I discuss this in detail. I find it fascinating. I had a blood sugar sensor for about 6 months to a year, just observing when my blood sugar levels would spike. It's not just food that causes this. Stress can also lead to a rise in blood sugar levels. But back to Ozempic. When we consume simple carbohydrates or sugars, our glucose levels spike, and our body processes glucose with the help of insulin. This works well up to a point, but we can't push it too far without risking a predisposition to type 2 diabetes or its precursors. So we need to be careful and take good care of our bodies to stay healthy for a long time. Besides its effects on insulin and glucagon, Ozempic also slows down stomach emptying, which can reduce hunger and lead to weight loss. There have been many studies on Ozempic related to type 2 diabetes, showing significant reductions in long-term sugar levels and significant weight loss, which benefits the condition of type 2 diabetes. Ozempic is typically administered once a week. Users start with a low dose of 0.25 milligrams and gradually increase to 1 milligram. It's quite practical, particularly because it's a subcutaneous injection, meaning it's injected under the skin, which is relatively easy for the end user to manage themselves, and it's only needed once a week. However, it does have a wide range of side effects, including diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain, especially at the beginning. I will discuss these in more detail later. These are just the hard facts. We've briefly covered the advantages and disadvantages of Ozempic, neutrally speaking. The benefit, of course, is that it lowers blood sugar levels and can lead to weight loss, particularly in individuals with type 2 diabetes. On the downside, many people experience side effects due to its broad spectrum of adverse effects. Recently, however, something different happened with Ozempic, which has been available for a while. Influential figures like Elon Musk and Kim Kardashian, to name a few, thought it would be cool to use it themselves as a lifestyle product and then share this on social media platforms like Instagram and Twitter. This is precisely what should not have happened. A prescription medication, which is strictly regulated, indicated by different prescription symbols for varying levels of regulation, became an overnight lifestyle sensation that everyone wanted. This led to doctors being pressured into prescribing it just because patients demanded it, leading to shortages not only in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, but likely worldwide. Production could not keep up because the demand skyrocketed unexpectedly due to posts by celebrities like Musk and Kardashian. This situation caused uproar as people who needed the medication for its intended medical purpose found it unavailable, leading to conflicts in pharmacies and people being put on waiting lists. There were even calls with wholesalers trying to secure the medication due to its scarcity. Unfortunately, the high demand also led to the medication being widely counterfeited, with many fake products likely being sold on the black market. People thought, as I've always said in my podcasts and videos, that there is a shortcut to not exercising or eating carefully. Just inject Ozempic once a week and stay slim. However, this is a misconception. Firstly, it's a medication meant for a specific medical condition and should not be used casually by healthy individuals. Insulin is a hormone, and as my podcast listeners know, hormones must interact precisely within our bodies, including insulin. Disrupting this balance can throw off our entire system, including our sexual and thyroid hormones. Secondly, despite common misconceptions, it doesn't mean you can eat unlimited portions without consequences. The frequent side effects, such as nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, actually reduce appetite, which is how it contributes to weight loss. This is not a simple or carefree solution to weight management. So with Ozempic, you end up not eating much because you constantly feel, and it's probably true that you have a full stomach, as gastric emptying doesn't happen as quickly. Now, thirdly, do I want my stomach to empty slowly? That's actually counterproductive and contrary to what I always say. This brings me to the fourth point. A medication, even if you're prescribed it as a diabetic, can never replace a healthy lifestyle. Healthy eating and exercise are irreplaceable. And trust me, you won't be happy if you never eat anything and keep injecting this medication. I love food and enjoy my life, and I genuinely enjoy running and exercising because I know I can then treat myself. I love healthy food, but I also enjoy unhealthy things occasionally. It's all about balance. So people think logically and stop blindly following so-called idols, because that's not the way it works. And when you stop injecting yourself, you'll have the same problem you had before. Now, the second discussion that has arisen is this. We, at least not me or you, if you're listening to this, are taking away the diabetic's medication when people use it as a lifestyle product. I see this as a half and half issue. On the one hand, yes, it's true. But on the other hand, if I've developed type 2 diabetes, I've essentially done the same thing as those using it as a lifestyle product, because I didn't treat my body well, consumed too many carbs, sugars, and alcohol, and didn't exercise enough, leading to the need for this medication. So, in essence, the same thing has happened to someone who might not yet have a diagnosed type 2 diabetes. But should I then take it away from the person who caused it themselves? You see where I'm going with this, right? Of course, it's different if I have a diagnosed condition and can't get my medication. However, firstly, there are many alternatives, and they've already addressed this issue. Ozempic is also available as a lifestyle product for injection, though you still need a prescription from a doctor. It's a private prescription, and you have to pay for it yourself. It costs €541 as of April 2024. These are my thoughts. What's important to me is a balanced life, balanced nutrition, and exercise as the foundation for everything. There will never be a miracle pill or injection that takes that away. I'm sorry to say this, as it would be nice and a hopeful beacon for the world, but that's not the case. So please, focus on the little things, focus on the basics, focus on being happy, eating well, and choosing wholesome foods. Avoid processed foods with long ingredient lists. Please eat wholesome, full products, drink enough water, exercise, be happy, and have social contacts. And if you want to know what I usually eat and how I spend my day, follow me on Instagram, Nina Milenk. For tips and tricks on all kinds of topics, follow me on TikTok, Frau Apotheker. If you have questions, write to me there, or better yet, speak to me in person. I love that the most. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and cherish yourself.